guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike, and I have a Studio 6 review for you today.
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit. Wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover. Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you want to know about the darkness?
I said, goddamn.
Goddamn you, faggot!
Dave Grohl and the Foo Fighters have made their own horror movie. And I think it's a cool idea. I think it's genius. I think it's awesome. I think it's special into the night, and I want to sleep with it and call it my special girl. That being said, the last time I saw a more recent horror-fueled rock movie, it was Punk Rock Holocaust by like the Warped Tour bands. And it was pretty much, you know, had the special effects and budget of someone farting into a Ziploc bag if they didn't have the budget for the Ziploc bag. It was a piece of shit, but it was exactly what it was supposed to be. Horror and rock have always gone together, though. Like, I see a bunch of people comparing to this, like, Hard Day's Night or, like, Elvis movies and shit. To me, it's more rocksploitation horror. You know, in the veins of, like, Brain Scan or Trick or Treat or Deathgasm. Stuff like that. It just happens to star, like, the uber-famous fucking Foo Fighters, which makes it a little spatial. And it has the most simple premise ever. Basically, the Foo Fighters are under pressure to make their 10th album, so they move into this house to work on it together. The house is haunted. Dave Grohl gets possessed and he kills all of his bandmates. I mean, that's not giving anything away. He said that a bunch of times. It's in the trailer. I mean, that's the movie. It's simple as shit. Is the movie good? I liked it. I had fun with it, but I also really enjoy the Foo Fighters, and I like them a lot. Look, the guy who directed this, he's done a bunch of technical work, camera grips, camera work on, what the fucking word am I going for here? He's done a lot of camera work. It's so you, yet so you! Camera work and stuff on some pretty gnarly, great movies. As a director, though, he did a bunch of Slayer music videos and Hatchet 3. So that's kind of what you're getting with this movie. I don't know what the budget on it was, but I don't think it was great. Without the Foo Fighters in it, it is a B VOD movie that passes like a soft fart in the night. It's not great. That being said, I enjoyed it a lot because I enjoy the Foo Fighters a lot, and I think I enjoy their humor a lot, and I think they're funny. Now, what's the difference between, if you're not a Foo Fighters fan, should you see this or not? I'd say if you don't hate the Foo Fighters and you like B horror comedy, then absolutely yes. If you hate the Foo Fighters, you're never going to get over that. You're just not going to enjoy the movies. That's just something that comes with that. But if you're in the middle of the road, but you really want a good horror comedy, this is worth checking out. So it's a tale of two movies, basically. The first half of the movie is just a great time. I mean, I laughed. Like, it's actually really funny. Like, I sat here and actually laughed really hard at the first half of this movie. There are jokes that really got to me. I was sitting here laughing out loud, you know, hungover, eating a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich with the crumbles falling on my pantsless body. I don't know why I felt the need to tell you exactly what happened while I watched this at my computer desk in that private moment, but I did. It's my kind of humor, man. I mean, every other word in this is fuck, and they're a bunch of dick jokes. So yeah, Studio 666 gets a pass for all of its shittiness just because it makes you laugh. And honestly, what fucking movies make you laugh anymore? You know, and without being divisive whatsoever. You know, it feels like a mid-90s movie before everybody was like, ew, jokes. A lot of sort of Tenacious D-ish vibes. And I thought Dave Grohl is a charismatic enough person to be a pretty damn good comedic actor. And I think some of the bandmates were too. Pat Smear cracks me the fuck up. He just is who he is as a human being, and I don't even think he has to try. He just makes me laugh just in general. He'll just be sitting over there smoking a cigarette and smiling, and I'll just crack up at him. Rami, I did not know was that fucking funny. He's hilarious in this. And like I said, Dave Grohl could probably be in other comedy movies. He has a couple moments that are just like, he's doing like physical humor a couple times, and it's actually really fucking good. But he also feels like that dude that you were in a band with. I think that's always been Dave Grohl's thing. If you were ever in a band growing up, and I was in several, like, he feels like a dude that would just be in your band. Like, and there's a lot of like, if you're in a band, there's a lot of jokes here that you'll get to, like the annoyances of working together with other people to create music when you're standing there and someone wants you to play it over and over again, or they're telling you how to play something, like, no, do the ba-dum, 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 and you're like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? That sounds like the whole song. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that. And it made me laugh too, because some of these fights that they have when Dave gets possessed and starts like killing people and he starts being a dick, some of the fights that they have, it actually would make you wonder, like, if those aren't taken from direct conversations the Foo Fighters have had with each other before. But I just love how the band's dynamics and who they are as people actually make their way into this movie. Like, they hit you upside the head and go, oh no, but we're doing an hour and 45-minute long fucking movie, so now we have to do the plot stuff. And it really is a bummer, because the movie itself's not that great. This thing should have been an hour and 20 minutes long tops, dude. I mean, there's no reason this movie should have been an hour and 45 minutes long. I was having such a good time the first 45 minutes, and then after about an hour, I was like, that's not the end of it? No, oh fuck me, there's like 30 goddamn minutes left of this. So let's talk about the horror aspects of it. There's some really cool and inventive death scenes in this. They are all let down a little bit by some bad CGI and some bad special effects. Had they taken the time, and again, I don't know the budget of this, but had they taken the time to do these well thought out, cool death ideas and use practical effects, they could have been gnarly as hell, but they ended up just still being pretty good anyway, even with some bad CG and stuff going through them. But yeah, there's a double impalement that is pretty awesome. There's some stuff that they hint at in the trailer that you see happen. Some really cool and inventive death scenes. As far as the other horror stuff, there's these demons that are throughout the movie. And if you've seen Rodney Asher's documentary about sleep paralysis, The Nightmare, they look exactly like that. They're basically, that's a badass movie, by the way. You guys should watch it. It's scary as shit. They're basically black silhouettes with like red eyes, and they like float around and shit like that. There's one moment that's actually kind of scary, and nobody thought this movie was going to be scary, I don't think. There's one moment, the best of you! There's one moment where Dave Grohl's in bed, and he's having this dream, and they're all surrounding him. And that was kind of freaky for a little second. Made my wiener tingle. What? For me, this movie's a 6.5. I really enjoy the first half of it. I'll rewatch it for the first half, but I will genuinely, and I'm a completist, so I don't do this very often, I will genuinely, once stuff starts getting going with the movie in the last like half an hour, 45 minutes, probably turn this off. I find the first half of it to be so damn rewatchable and fun. I'm not shocked, because sometimes their music videos are really funny and they've showed this side of themselves before, but I am impressed with how much the entire band just kind of went for it with this, like their comedic performances and all that. You know, some of it obviously is not great, they're not actors, but they all were there for it, man. They were game for it, and I was impressed with it. And I felt like the movie actually let them down a little bit. If they make another go at this, I'd like to see them do it and get a different director and actually try to you know, do something a little better than this. I think they could pull it off, because their performances, their comedy was really good, I felt like. John Carpenter, by the way, did the music for this, the opening score for it, which is badass. And I also want to mention that there's a really cool cameo in this movie that you guys will enjoy as well. So yeah, basically, if you're a fan of B-movie horror, if you're a fan of the Foo Fighters, and if you're a fan of that kind of comedy, take your dicks out. I mean, check this out. No, scratch that. Take your dicks out. Take your dick out. Ladies too, take out your metaphorical wiener and look at that screen where it says subscribe. You slap the screen with it. And don't forget the balls either. You gotta click that bell so that it notifies you when we make a new video, and then we'll take our dick out and we'll come over and we'll sword fight. And we'll have a dick nick.